Pain, grief, anguish, regret. These are just some of the emotions that trail an incident of rape. A few minutes of pleasure for the rapist, but a lifetime of pain for the survivor and their families.
He has been having sex with me for 6 years.
The rate of rape cases reported on a daily basis in recent times has led some people to describe the situation as a pandemic within a pandemic, and there appears to be some justification for this.
Another challenge, biggie challenge.
5 years ago, in 2015, the United Nations Children Educational Fund, UNICEF, appeared to have its pulse on the situation when its survey declared that approximately 6 out of every 10 Nigerian child and 1 in 4 girls experience some form of sexual violence before the age of 18.
We have statistics that says 1 in 6 boys. So it doesn't mean boys or men are not abused, but women are more vulnerable to being abused. So of the 200 million population we have in Nigeria, 50% being women are, susceptible to being abused. And if we take into account the statistics that we have seen, given the work that we do in this space, I can tell you that well over 10,000 girls and women on a daily basis are being abused.
The situation is made worse by the fact that most cases of rape are not reported.
Raped and molested the women.
Last month, Nigeria's Inspector General of Police Mohammed Adamu put the total number of reported rape cases nationwide between January and May this year at 717. He said investigations had already concluded in 631 cases and the suspects already charged to court, while investigations are still ongoing in the remaining 52 cases.
Preliminary investigation we carried out.
In response to our inquiries for a breakdown of the figures on a state-by-state basis, the Police Public Relations Officer Frank Umba says the current figures of reported rape cases across the country are still being collated and updated. But following the outcry generated by the rising cases in the country, especially during the lockdown, some states have come out with their own figures. States like Imo, Yobe, Kano, and Lagos.
We had 136 cases in Lagos in 2019. It was quite alarming to us, and we put in also a lot of measures to reduce it. This year, the figure dropped to 40.
And in 2019 alone, the state secured over 90 convictions of sexual offenses. Again, data on the number of cases charged to court and those convicted is very limited. This has been identified as one of the many shortcomings of the country's criminal justice system. Other shortcomings of the system includes the length of time it takes to get justice for the victim. Some prosecutors say it takes an average of 3 years and only 1 to 2 years in exceptional cases.
Our criminal justice system has not responded to the need of providing redress to victims and punishing perpetrators. If you look at the number of reported cases of rape, of sexual abuses, and compare with the number of convictions we have, it's less than 1%.
Rape is evil.
Though the offense of rape is punishable by life imprisonment under the country's criminal codes, another legal practitioner believes that the punishment sections needs to be amended to peg a limit to the minimum sentences the court can award. He calls for all states to adopt the Violence Against Persons Prohibition Act.
By that particular act, the maximum is life imprisonment and the minimum is 12 years. So whatever the judge does, he cannot give you for rape less than 12 years.
Some other suggestions to curb the menace of rape includes adopting the death penalty, chemical castration, and the naming and shaming of rapists and sexual offenders. While there are divided opinions on these options, there is an urgent need to strengthen the investigation, data, and evidence collection of the police force by setting up more forensic laboratories. There is also a need to have specific time limits for prosecution to aid speedier dispensation of justice for the victim, as well as the establishment and equipping of sexual assault referral centers to provide psychosocial services to survivors. Shola Shoyeli, Channels Television News.